flower market in Antigua where hundreds of women bring their handmade goods to be sold through the shop because they can't sell them where they live because it's the business is not there. This is a tourist area, and this is where you're going to find people who are very interested in buying their goods. So this is a wonderful place to come, and there are things from all over the different provinces in Guatemala, and everything is very different, very unique here. Okay, this is another example of the weaving, the hand-loomed weaving that is done. And in this one, you can see that it is done in sections. So the sections are only about 18 inches wide, not done on a loom. This is more of a backstrap weaving. And you can tell because here's where they put the different strips together. Okay, so right in here you've got another one that's about 18 inches wide. So this particular piece, which would commonly be used for a bedspread, has 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 different panels on this one, each one woven individually and then hand embroidered to put the pieces together to make a larger piece for a bedspread. Here again, it's reversible, made out of cotton. So it's going to be very comfortable to have on a bed. It ought to drape really nice, hang nice without wrinkles, and should be easily washed. Okay, well, first of all, this is a pattern that the family has developed. This is a pattern that the family uses, and sometimes they even have signature patterns. This one is just stripes, and when you first look at it, you might think it's just stripes, but if you look at it a little closer, there really is a pattern to it. The other thing is that because it's all hand done, the women usually do this kind of weaving, and they do it at home. The reason they do it at home and not in big factories is because at home they can also be there to take care of their children. The young children are normally at home also. So this is not something that they can do in a day. If you're looking for something that is done in a factory, that's done in a couple of hours. But this is definitely going to take hours and hours and hours and days to weave the fabric, and then days again to put it together. The difference between a backstrap loom and a pedal loom is a backstrap loom. First of all, on backstrap weaving, you cannot do anything that is wider than about 18 inches because the loom actually is tied to something like a post or a tree or whatever, and then the woman puts the belt around her back and she keeps it nice and tight and sits on the floor for hours and hours and hours to actually do the looming on it. Okay? And when you're doing the larger looms, the pedal looms, they can make something wider, such as about, I've seen things that are probably maybe 4 feet wide. So you can make something much wider, and then you are not as limited also in the length of the garment. Normally, blankets, rugs, a lot of those are done on the pedal looms. So and you're using wool instead of cotton, and this one right here is done with cotton. My organization is called MoreThanSelf. I'm Gail Basham, the CEO and founder. And here's what I've seen and what we are doing. From the oldest to the youngest women, the majority of them put food on the table and help their children get an education by weaving. Many use the backstrap looms as their method for creation. In every spare moment, these women work to produce some of the world's finest handcrafted wool and cotton table runners, tablecloths, blankets, purses, handbags, and more. Just to make one piece, they'll spend an average of 80 hours. MoreThanSelf seeks to help the women weavers of Guatemala by buying their work through women's co-ops and through individual families. We are consistently growing our supply network to help as many people as possible. We buy from local women at a fair price and then resell their goods in North America with a slight markup. MoreThanSelf uses the extra money raised to then give back to the women and families in Guatemala a second time. We purchase water filters from EcoFilter to give to the families and schools in Guatemala. EcoFiltro incorporates an environmentally friendly process. They use local labor, natural materials of clay, sawdust, charcoal, and colloidal silver to produce water filters. These filters last 2 years and remove 99% of the parasites and contaminants that are found in regular Guatemalan water. This results in healthier adults and children. Therefore, more children can attend school and families get ahead by spending their money on essentials outside of survival medicine. An EcoFiltro system lasts for 2 years and does not require additional parts or filters during that life cycle. MoreThanSelf is new, but growing rapidly. We're looking for merchants who are willing to sell our products in North America. We're also looking for donations, volunteers, corporate sponsors, and grants of any size. If you can help or know of someone who can, please contact us. Thank you for your support.